unwise, dangerous, and probably even illegal. Why? As a teacher, I cannot refuse to say why there are all these things. Why are they unnecessary? The country is wealthy, and there is no financial crisis. Yet, one of the foundations of our society, that is education and research, is being attacked. That's why. Why are they undesirable? These cuts will demolish vital infrastructure that will be extremely difficult to rebuild. Once you finish something, just look at a building, you demolish it, it's 10 times more difficult to build it. Furthermore, the majority of people oppose them. Why are they unwise? Not only will these cuts damage the knowledge economy, as was just said, but every euro invested in higher education yields multiple returns. Why are they unethical? We have welcomed a large number of highly talented international scholars, only to now tell them that they are no longer wanted. Boo to this policy. Why are they dangerous? The funding previously available for academic research is now being earmarked for specific purposes through military grants. Maybe not everybody is aware of this. Dealing yet another blow to academic freedom, our academic freedom. This is why I say this is dangerous. Why are they illegal? The previous ministry made a 10-year governance agreement with the universities only a few years ago. And now they are violating these agreements. This part I leave to the lawyers of the universities. Let's just continue with our protest. This is the bigger picture. Why these cuts are damaging to the Netherlands. That's how I try to put it in a bigger picture. Now I want to discuss how these cuts threaten the place where we work and study, and what we can do collectively to address them. At universities and applied universities, we train future doctors, engineers, scientists, philosophers, lawyers, historians, social scientists, teachers, and most importantly, critical thinkers. These individuals are essential not only for running the country, but also for safeguarding democracy in its truest sense of the word. Let us then begin by protecting democracy within our institutions, ensuring that everybody has a safe environment to voice their opinion regardless of the subject. These budget cuts will not only hinder ongoing research and education in numerous disciplines, but also eliminate entire fields of study that the politicians deem unimportant. There was just a quotation made, just look at the situation, what is happening in the United States. We should stop this insanity before it progresses any further. This is a direct attack on core values of the universities, particularly academic freedom. I'm emphasizing this word academic freedom because this is not something that you measure every day, but believe it or not, if you do not protect it, it will disappear. You will not get it back. We must stop this trend and reverse it. That is why I say, don't do it. Skeptics might argue that we live in dangerous times. I don't have time to go through all these political discussions now. And that the money has to come from somewhere. I'm going to explain why this argument is flawed. First, a fact. On January 10th, in response to the ultimatum from the unions, which ultimately led to the ongoing strikes as we have it today, the minister justified the budget cuts by saying, I'm quoting, "This cabinet has chosen to invest in defense." This is the Ministry of Education, right? To invest in defense and in purchasing power of citizens. While I have no issue with the second point, that is the purchasing power of the citizens, I take issue with Money is being taken from education and research and redirected to defense, as he says. It's not my quotation, it's his quotation. Then the Ministry of Defense returns a portion of that money to universities to fund military-related research and development. There goes our academic again. The Netherlands is one of the richest countries in the world. Yet, the education budget is under attack. This comes at a time when European governments are discussing an 800 billion euros, I don't even know how many zeros that contains, increase in the defense spending of the rearmament. On top, and this is on top of what the minister already mentioned to the unions. So this comes next. This 800 billion euros amounts to an increase of 1.5%, increase of 1.5% of GDP for defense, while the entire higher education budget in the Netherlands is less than 2%. A fraction of this money could save our education system. And let's not forget, tens of billions of euros are handed out to corporations as tax relief to keep them in the Netherlands. Ironically, I've been reading about this, ironically, many of these companies themselves oppose the education cuts because they need the educated people at the end. Small portion of this saved tax revenue could also be used to protect education. The same applies to the new tax reduction, that's from this government, new tax reduction for the wealthy in the Netherlands. These proposed cuts are merely a tiny fraction of our budget. And for those of us standing here today, it comes as no surprise when I say that the work pressure in higher education has steadily increased over the years. I think we all agree, right? Trade unions and activists across the country have fought hard to secure additional resources from the central government. This advocacy resulted in some relief funds from the previous administration, as we all know. Yet, just as things were moving in the right direction, not enough, but they were moving in the right direction, the current government delivered a devastating blow to higher education. Look at the number of euros spent per student today compared to 25 years ago. It has dropped by about 35%. The number of euros per student. And that figure includes the relief measures from the previous government while excluding the new proposed. So it will get only worse. We have reached the limit of our tolerance for excessive workloads. Further efficiency, this you hear a lot, by the way, in the policies. Efficiency, we have to work more efficiently. Further efficiency measures are no longer an option. Artificial intelligence, that's also a new word that everybody is using these days. I don't even know what it means actually. Artificial intelligence will not solve this crisis. This is why I say, don't do it. To sum up, these cuts are harmful to the Netherlands, disastrous for our work and study, and entirely unnecessary. Today, we pause our work to reflect, to discuss, and to strategize on how we put an end to this attack on knowledge, students, academic freedom, and the future of our democracy. We stand in full solidarity with each other, sending a strong and unified message to the government. We will not back down. We have built momentum now, and we will continue to fight these cuts and any future ones that may follow, and believe me, they will follow. We are here to resist, to persist, and to win. I therefore warn the government, don't do it. And if you are incapable of performing the right task, make space for somebody else who can do it properly. And I ask all the opposition parties in the first chamber of the parliament to vote against these insane cuts. And I invite you, all of you, to raise your voices and repeat this message. Don't do it, but in a language that may be more comprehensible to those in The Hague and also compatible with the weapons. Du het niet. Du het niet. Du het niet.
All right, thank you very much, Nasser. Woo! I have just been told that there are well over 3,000 of us here today. Yes. All right, I now invite to the stage Johan Westerman, who sits on the Representative Council of the Hans Hogeschool in the AOB party and is also